Hello folks, what's going on? So today I will discuss on a very important thing which is like the market direction right now because the index has climbed to an unprecedented level, right? It is like around 6,449 and 80. It is 6,449 and 80 for S&P 500. So what is the direction? You may be wondering. So are you wondering whether there is a bear market coming? I believe so. There might be a bear market coming because if you see the margin debt, so like how much is the margin loan for the traders in the Wall Street right now is in all-time high. So it is more than $1 trillion. You see, this is more than $1 trillion now, which is not only historic high, it is 1.008 trillion margin debt. Can you imagine how big the figure is? So this is really scary because this is not only higher than 15 October 2021, it is even much higher because it is more than $1 trillion. It is all-time high, and also it is much higher than even 2021 October figures. So this is a really scary situation. And what about, and also the index is also in all-time high, even much higher than any other position, right? This is really a difficult situation. What about PPI data? So the PPI latest release is 0.9% year month over month, which is a red hot inflation number, and it indicates that the future days will be really challenging. The inflation figures will be skyrocketing, and at one point maybe Fed will be doing some quantitative tightening instead of easing, because the inflation, if remains unchecked, it will hit like a bomb. It will destroy the economy. So Fed will have no choice than to remove Fed funds rate cutting thinking. It has to even go for Fed funds rate raises in the future, because it will otherwise be challenging to carry the inflation to the moderate levels. Okay, so it is really very challenging, and 0.9% month over month means 11%, around 11% year over year. Can you imagine how red hot the figure is? And this is just the beginning stage of the impact of the tariffs. So the sweeping tariffs will certainly make even disastrous impacts in the coming months. So be prepared for that, and market is imminent for a collapse because of this kind of reports. And what about labor market? So in the labor market, you see the non-farm payroll data told us that July there was only 73,000 jobs were created. So it means that economy is going to face terrible situation, because job creation is coming to zero, even negative. The trend is like it is going to go to negative. Okay, and what about US national debt? If you see the national debt level right now, it is 37 trillion, even more than 37 trillion dollars. So it is really a challenging situation, guys. It is very challenging situation. It is such a situation that will like wobble. It will scare the economists. It will scare the policymakers like Fed and the finance department of the country, and also the president of the country, Mr. Trump. So it is going to be a challenging situation. So in this situation, you have to be very cautious, and it is probably going to take us to a bear market, because everything is indicating. And also the Buffett indicator, if you have seen, the Buffett indicator is also in a really bad shape. So everything is showing that there will be a tremendous level of pressure in the market, and maybe the index will fall around 40% or 50% like in the bear market, and even 60%. So it is time to take caution and make some room in the portfolio so that you can take your actions appropriately. Maybe when everything falls down, like all the stocks price gets a hit, like 50% hit, 40% hit, 60% hit, and then you purchase again. So this is a really tough time, so be careful. That is what I'm intending to do. I'm just here to make you careful, give you caution, that's it. But this is not a like recommendation, but you have to be careful. That is what I can say. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. Have a good day. Bye.